Hello, welcome back to Rev Solutions. Today is the long-awaited ride of the 2021 Honda NC750X DCT model. I'm going to have one question to answer in this test ride. Is the Honda NC750X, the DCT version, the perfect city bike and commuter bike? In order to do that, we're going to pop into Southampton on the south coast of England. Now, first things first, let's turn this beast on. Great display on this one. Start. There we go. Exactly the same as the manual version, which I've got the reviews on my on the channel. Check out those. I'll put the link in the end of the video. Handbrake. Let's take the handbrake off. Put it in drive, and let's get going. I know this isn't part of the NC750X ride. However, that's a cool boat. Look at that sea line. Absolutely stunning. It's going to be worth a couple of million. Now here the test begins. So entering into Southampton via the Itchen Bridge on a glorious wintry morning. Now the NC750X DCT has been described as one of the best commuter motorcycles available on the market today. That's obviously because of its DCT gearbox. It's lightweight, it's nimble, it's agile. So what I wanted to see in this video is if it is living up to its expectations as a really good commuter bike. And where better to test that than in a city. Now it is really windy today, which is good. Up high on the Itchen Bridge, I can feel the wind. I am counter steering ever so slightly, but in reality the 750 is doing well. It's not blowing all over the place like you would expect a small bike to do, so I'm happy with how we're going so far. Now this is just after the morning rush hour, so I don't expect to come across a lot of traffic. However, it is a city, that could change. Pulling away with the DCT transmission is really nice. Honda have really refined this, and it is really well put together, this gearbox. It is buttery smooth. You don't really even feel the gear changes, but like all the other DCT gearboxes that Honda do, they like to change up gear quite a lot. Now obviously you've got automatic and manual button here, so you can override that if you want, and you've got your downshift and your upshift at the back there. So it is an automatic and it is a manual. Honda give you the best of both worlds, and if you do a lot of commuting, then the DCT, I think personally, is going to be the best bike for you. Pulling away again, it is so smooth, leans in nicely. Obviously I've done in-depth reviews on the NC750s. This is just going to be purely focusing on the DCT around town and for ease of rider comfort. Now when you do ride in the fully automatic mode, you can also change up and down gears. You've obviously got the handbrake there, pull it towards you, handbrake on, push the button down side, handbrake shoots off. So similar to the Africa Twin. So I'm in third gear at the moment. If I want to downshift it, I'll just literally press the down button there and she drops into second gear. But being on the fully automatic at the moment, it will obviously pop straight back up again. 5'7" on this bike, foot is flat footed on the ground, nice and easy. Got no problem with that. Again, I didn't even feel that gear change. That's how good this gearbox is. Now if you are going to be coming in and out of cities, a lot of heavy traffic, you don't really want to be pulling that clutch in all the time, especially if your bike has got a heavy clutch. You're going to want a nice automatic. Let's face it, it's pretty much a moped or a scooter. Twist and go. For a commuting bike, DCT all the way for me. The more I ride these Honda DCTs, the more I want one. They are effortless. So we're getting a little bit busier just up ahead. Hopefully I'll be able to try and filter, show what the 750 is like at filtering. Leans in nicely, leans over nicely. On this one, same as the manual version, you've got your standard mode, your rain mode, your user mode where you can fully customize it, and your sport mode. Because I'm going to be staying in and around a city, I'm just going to leave it on standard mode. My other video is going to show you what this bike is like at performing, handling. Check out the Swanage video. I think I may have left this test ride a little bit too late for a bit of traffic. Now the NC750X DCT compared to the 2020 model is such an improvement. The 2020 model was one of the first, well, it was the first DCT bike I rode, and I didn't like it one bit. I've had quite a few of these from Honda now, and I love them. So like all the other NC750s on my channel, you got the nice luggage section here. The key activates it, pops it up. You got a key for the ignition rather than keyless technology. I prefer a good old-fashioned key. Nice crystal clear display. I've got the sun directly behind me shining down onto that display, and I can see everything really clear. It was a good job I didn't go that way, because there's a massive puddle there. Yeah, good job I'm going right. Pulling away in automatic mode, nice and simple. Get great visibility on these bikes. They're up nice and high. Now they're only 57, 58 brake horsepower, but they are fantastic for the road. They're an awesome machine. I really can't sing their praise high enough, especially this new version of the DCT. You got a nice raised seat at the rear, just pushes you forward so you don't slip backwards as you accelerate. Right, now I'm hoping as I go through Shirley High Street, should find some more traffic. It's always busy in Shirley if you know this area, unless it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, or you're taking a Honda out for a test ride and then you've got nice clear roads like we've got right now. Now, would I buy the DCT one over the manual version? I have to say yes. Even if you're taking this bike touring long distance, which this bike is more than capable of doing, I would probably choose the DCT one over the manual. It's just easy riding, really simple. It is a smooth gearbox. You can override it. You go down your manual version or your auto version, whatever you want. It just works. I seem to be hitting every single traffic light today. It isn't good for the batteries, guys. The foot brake is nice and easy to rest on, so it's got plenty of poke to pull away from traffic lights, get away from cars, and first to second you just really do not feel that gear change. The gearbox is amazing. Now, like the Africa Twin, the DCT box does want to change up quite quickly, so you can, like I said, override that in second gear, 30 miles an hour, but there we go, straight back up. So if you don't want that, stick it into manual and have a play. There we go, a lot of traffic ahead of us by the looks of things, but oh, for crying out loud. And another red light. I hope I don't run out of batteries on this test ride. It is not going my way today. One thing I do recommend on this bike, if you're not used to the automatics, is just use that handbrake. Pop it on, take your foot off the brake, and the bike isn't going to move at all. And when it comes to it, press that button, shoots down, and you're ready to go. With the NC750X, you can get luggage. In my previous videos, I've gone through the optional extras for this bike. There's quite a few. You can really customize it to your needs, which is a great feature, because let's face it, if you buy this bike, you are going to want to make it perfect. You are going to pay a premium, but I think if you want this bike, you need to make it perfect with those little additions, top boxes, panniers, heated grips, taller windscreen, it's going to make this bike absolutely perfect. And go down DCT route, you're absolutely laughing. Great fuel economy out of this one. Handles amazing, and here we go, look, no traffic again. I need to bring these test rides a little bit further forward in the day or later in the afternoon. Trying to get some traffic. Honestly thought Shirley High Street would be the place for heavy traffic, and Shirley, you've disappointed me. I was a little bit just up there. So the gearbox over last year's gearbox is a lot smoother. Last year's gearbox was good, I'm not going to knock it, but this one is, Honda have really done well. It's just so smooth. Even when you manually change up and down the gears, you barely feel anything. So compared to last year's version, the previous model, I would highly recommend taking it out and then taking the new one out. Last year's one was just not exciting. It just didn't have the same characteristic as this bike does. Now the seating position on this one is really, really comfortable. You're up nice and straight, hands are nice and wide. The seat is firm, but it is a really nice seat. Again, check out my previous videos on this bike and you'll see I've taken it out for a long ride, and you can get on with this bike really well. Long distance. You need to stretch after a little while, but all in all, that's like pretty much all bikes, to be honest. The legs are in a nice comfortable position. Now the good thing about this bike as a commuter bike, it is skinny. The handlebars are up nice and high, the wind mirrors are high, so you tend to like skim over the top of pretty much all the car wind mirrors. I genuinely think I've hit every single set of traffic lights on this test ride so far. I don't think I've gone through a single one on the green. Right, looks like Winchester Road will not disappoint. Here's some traffic we can test this bike out on. So filtering capabilities. As a commuter bike, you're going to be using this bike in rush hour, morning and evening. Can I squeeze through? Yep, nice and easy. Every single set of lights. I think I should rename this test ride the red light test ride of the NC750X DCT, because that is all I'm hitting. I really hope I don't run out of batteries on these cameras. Now if I was buying this bike purely for a commuter style bike, I wouldn't worry about the taller windscreen. I think the windscreen that is on there at the moment is absolutely adequate for commuting around town. You're not going to be going that fast, let's face it. If you're in and out of traffic around town, you might have to jump on the old motorway every now and again, so you may want to consider a taller windscreen. However, if you're not going to be doing fast speeds on this bike often, I wouldn't worry about it. You're not going to be, that windscreen does give you enough protection. So again, filtering through nice and easy. Skip to the front of the queue. Brilliant bike. And the real nice thing about this is it's just so effortless. You haven't got to worry about clutching, getting the right gear, getting the right position for your hands. You just hold the handlebar and accelerate and hit the brakes. This bike is as basic as they come in terms of riding style. Let's go down here. There we go. Doesn't cost me any time at all waiting around because of its slender body. Now I believe this bike is about 1.6 kilograms lighter than the previous model, so you've got a little bit of weight saving there, which again will probably end up being a bit better on fuel. Now I do know this road does get very, very busy with traffic, so this might be our biggest test so far. But so far on this test ride, it has been an easy bike to get in and out of traffic. Granted, there hasn't been much. The bike has got enough power to accelerate around cars. Gearbox is smooth, easy to upshift, downshift if you want. Selecting automatic and manual is very, very simple. Nice, easy reach from your right thumb. It is really not my day today for a test ride. That has to be every single set of traffic lights. Comment below if you've seen me go through a green light so far on this test ride, or if I've stopped at every single red light going. Right, we'll head back into Southampton now and we'll see if we can hit a little bit more traffic, get a bit more of a better idea what's going on. Right, traffic lights, stay green. Stay green. Ah, there we go. They gone red. I can't believe that. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Right, so let's go through bullet points really quickly. Quick fire. Great gearbox, really smooth, easy to shift up and down, easy to select neutral, drive, automatic and manual. Crystal clear display. The windscreen gives great protection at low speed. The front lever is adjustable. You got 6 stages on the adjuster there. Obviously there's no clutch, so we don't need to worry about that. It's got great storage capacity in this front section. You could easily fit a backpack in there, take your backpack out, throw your crash helmet in at the end of it, and then you can walk away without having to lug your crash helmet around. Put your gloves into your helmet and you're going to have perfect amount of storage there. Straight, do another red light. Very easy to filter past vehicles. The whole setup of this new 750 is brilliant. I really do like it. The last year's one, last generation, it done nothing for me. It was uncomfortable, it was boring. I'm sorry Honda, but it was. And I think you listen to people's feedback because you have done so well with this bike. I know I haven't hit a lot of traffic as much as I wanted to in this test ride. However, that said, I have still managed to filter past several vehicles. I've been able to comfortably accelerate away from traffic at traffic lights. Stationary vehicles at traffic lights, not a problem to nip past. It is light, it is agile. Your seating position is fantastic, so you've got no problem at all seeing over vehicles. So if you do want to see ahead, there's something obstructing your view, you can just stand up, nice and easy, have a good look, sit back down again. Are these going to stay green? I think that is the first set of traffic lights that stayed green on this entire test ride. Correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. Oh, second set. Nice and green. Let's keep going. So if you do want a in-depth review on the NC750X, which is identical in every way apart from the gearbox, check out my other videos because I don't want to duplicate this video by going into loads of detail. Check them out for all the statistics, all the detail, how it feels, how it rides, how it performs. My question at the start of this video was, is this really the best commuter bike that you can buy? Now there are several things that have made this bike what it is. I've gone through them throughout the video, but I think not having a clutch, not having to worry about gears is that number one thing that sets this bike apart from all the other bikes that people could say that is the best commuter motorcycle. Right, what I'm going to do is just show you how this bike performs doing slow manoeuvres as a automatic version. So, let's go. Just try and go as slow as I can. Say 2 miles an hour. I have got a little bit of rear brake on. Nice and easy. It's nice and stable. Let's try and go round. Again, it is just a really stable, smooth. It's a little bit jolty on the throttle there, but kept it together. No real issues. The whole gearbox, the engine on the DCT version is just really well put together. So when it comes to slow maneuvers, you're not going to have any issue at all with this bike. So if you are trying to park in town, in a car park where you need to keep it slow, keep it steady, there you go. Even if we do a turn here, the bike should handle it nice and easy. There we go, no problem. a little bit quicker, spin around and pull away. This bike is amazing, it really is. It's got enough travel in the suspension as well, so you can bump up and down curbs. If you do find yourself a little bit stuck, it's easy to get out of, like the speed bumps here. Hardly felt them, really, really good. Let's flip over this, and yes, I did just duck for that barrier for some bizarre reason, never mind. Coming to a stop, easy. What I'll do is I'll stick it in manual version now. So when you press the A and the M, you got D, which is your drive, which is your automatic one, and then you press it again, you got your manual, and then it is fully at your disposal. And you just shift up, second, third, bring it down in second gear, round nice and easy, still in fully manual, bring it round, indicate off, pull away, third gear. Easy. So if you do want a bit of spice, bit of enjoyment when you're riding this bike, go to your manual, flick it down, flick it up, easy. And that's where this bike then becomes really enjoyable to ride. Now, I specifically haven't taken this bike on dual carriageways fast roads because I've already done it with the reviews of the manual version, and like I keep saying, go check out those videos if you want to get an idea of what this bike is like in a slightly different environment. Whereas at the moment I am just showing you around town. This one revs up to 8,000 RPM, redline starts at 7,000 RPM. Off the top of my head I cannot remember what the manual version is, but I can only assume it's going to be pretty much exactly the same. It's nice and easy going up the gears, but again, going up the gears you just don't feel it, which makes it really nice to ride. Let's try the tighter roads of Southampton. Down into second, pop it into first. Nice and easy, didn't really feel that go down into first, to be completely honest. The one thing I do find it is slightly frustrating is that Honda changed the indicator and the horn. Indicator at the bottom, horn at the top. Flip it, keep it on top for the indicator, horn at the bottom. When you do come from riding bikes where it's the right way up, it's slightly annoying. Now if you don't change gear when you come to stop, you can see there it's already gone back into first gear. So even though it is on manual setting, you still have the computer and the gearbox working together, so you don't end up trying to pull away in a high gear. I can't change up whilst I'm stationary, so it is quite clever on that side of it. But it is a very stable bike at low speeds. Again, you haven't got to worry about popping it into first gear when you go slow. The computer will do that for you. You just need to focus on enjoying your ride. Pop that into first gear myself and it had a little clunk, and that's about it. Up in second gear, another little clunk. It works well. This is where the Southampton Bike Night is held. I think it's finished now for the winter. Only got to one this year. It's quite a good evening, checking out the bikes. I'm definitely going to have to give the DCT version a big thumbs up as a city bike commuter. You're just really not going to have any issues with this bike whatsoever. It's going to make city riding very simple. I honestly cannot fault the DCT gearbox. It is on point, it is brilliant. You're not going to be disappointed if you buy this bike specifically for that gearbox over the manual. Back into fully automatic mode, nice and narrow, you can flick between small objects. We've had quite a bit of rain last night and there's still plenty of parts that are flooded. I've got jeans on, I don't have leathers today, so I don't really fancy getting too wet. But again, just like that, pulling away nice and slow and controlled makes it easy. It is a really stable bike. I really do enjoy riding this bike. It's nice knowing that you've got a bike that looks good but also has plenty of practical storage space, because that box there, it does save you having to immediately go out and buy luggage space like panniers and top boxes. However, that said, for me, I would still spec this up brand new from Honda with top boxes and the panniers, just so you've got them. You might as well get it all colour coded, then you haven't got to spend out quite a lot of money at a later date. Let's try filtering. Nice and easy to filter. There we go, didn't hold me up. Absolutely fantastic bike. And again, the wind mirrors, they give you amazing visibility. I'm exaggerating it for the camera so the camera can see in the mirrors, but you've really got no issues looking behind. It's just easy. Beautiful day over here. That is my impressions of the DCT gearbox NC750X. A massive improvement on the previous model. It's got character, it's got vibe, it's got personality, and it's got to be the smoothest gearbox for an automatic I've ridden so far. The other bikes that Honda have with DCTs are very smooth, but there's just something about the NC750X's gearbox which I feel is just that little bit smoother. And one last thing, if you do want to change your settings for your power delivery, press the down and the up button on the selector here. It will then change it just there, and it's going to continue to flash rain whilst I've got the throttle activated. If I let off the throttle, it then selects the mode you choose. User, sport. This bike in sport mode does have plenty of poke. Again, 57, 58 brake horsepower. It is exactly what you want for a commuter bike. So my thoughts of the DCT version of the NC750X is really good. It is a cracking bike. I like the NC750X as it is as a manual version. So the automatic version just makes this bike a lot better in every way, shape and form. It makes the riding experience a lot easier. It's less stress on the rider. You haven't got to think as much. You can just focus on your ride, let the machine do all the work for you. And as you can see in my video when I took this bike to Swanage on the manual version, if you do want to give it a good run and a good enjoyable ride out, you can also do just that with this bike. So get down to Crescent Honda, take this one out for a test ride, take the manual version out for a test ride, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this bike. And what do you think is the best bike? Is it the automatic or is it the manual? Have you ever ridden the DCT versions? Get down there, check them out, and let me know what you think. Until next time, this has been Crescent Honda's version of the NC750X, brought to you by Rev Solutions. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, ride safe, and I'll see you next time.